What's going on, guys? Chris from ATX All Things Xbox with a look at some of the stuff that came in the Destiny 2.0 update that came out on Tuesday. First of all, Bank Space. What an amazing addition. You get 72 spots for your weapons now. Much easier to manage now, because that bank space is really limited. Even when they increased it a little bit, it wasn't enough. You get 72 spots for your armor also. Another welcome addition. Great stuff, although I have far less armor than I do weapons. And then a general tab, which gives you a total of 36 spots for your shaders, emblems, crafting materials, things like that. You don't actually need to have your emblems and your shaders in here, and I'll get into that later in the video. Another cool feature is you can switch which weapon you want to have displayed on your character. By tapping Y, you can switch between your primary and special, or holding down Y like you do in combat, you can switch to your heavy weapon to have that displayed on your back. A little feature, but actually really cool because it definitely adds to the customization options. Your character and inventory menus have changed a little bit. Here you can see I have a different shell on my Ghost. That gives me 170 defense. The Ghost itself also has its own perk where it has a relic iron sensor. So when I'm out in the field, it'll actually highlight nearby relic iron deposits, and I can just go pick those up if I need them. It's also nice to not see that, plain old Ghost shell anymore. A little something different here. And here we have our class items. As you can see, this one gives me 160 defense, so they've added some perks and stat increases here. This is a legendary one that I got from completing some basic quest line. It gives me things you can select. It actually gives you XP boosters for, weapons and your Vanguard. And then here you can infuse it with a higher level class item to make it even stronger. Pretty cool stuff. This screen hasn't changed much. It's just added a section for your emotes. I don't know if you can pick these up in-game or if it's just the ones that come with the Collector's Edition, but we'll find out later. On the quest screen, which is new, you can have up to 16 bounties. A lot of the bounties have been overhauled. You have your class rank or your faction rankings down there. This screen, again, not much change except it's added the missions here, and this you can see my Dead Orbit pledge. You can pledge your allegiance to one faction per week, which will allow you to gain rep for both Vanguard and that faction. I completed the Nightfall, and that gave me 500 for my Vanguard, plus 250 for the Dead Orbit. Really cool stuff. So now we're going to head down to the Vanguard Hall, and I'll show you guys some stuff here. One funny thing I got to point out is they've banished Eris to down below the stairs here. I kind of feel bad for her, but it's kind of funny at the same time. Her quests have been retired, so there's no more bounties from her. You can now earn rep for Eris through doing missions on the Taken King. So here we go. Let's continue on to the Hall of Vanguards. First up here is the exotic blueprints for weapons. Now, this is going to show your Year 2 new exotics and Year 1 upgrades for Year 2. And on this one here, let's see, the Suros. You can see it's got a bit of a color change. Its perks are still the same. You can infuse it with a higher level, like the class items, to make it stronger. Pretty cool stuff. You can hide the text if you want to see like a nice screenshot of the weapon. Now, if you go over a page, you can see the Year 1 exotics that don't get an upgrade. However, if you have one of these existing, you can actually make a copy of it for 2,500 Glimmer plus 1 exotic shard. I have a Thorn in my inventory, so I'm actually going to create another one to give to one of my other characters. Easy, because it's a pain in the ass to get the Thorn. And here you go, you can see it in the inventory. Now, over here on the right is the exotic armor one. Same function in principle as the weapon one. There you go. Very sad to see my armamentarium does not get a Year 2 upgrade, because I really love that armor. But whatever. As of right now, it's a great update. I can't wait to see the rest that comes with the full DLC. Now we're gonna head over to the other side of the tower where the speaker is. There's a couple things over there where we can see our emblem collection and our shader collection. Also on the other side of the tower, if you go near Amanda Holiday, the shipwright, you can also look at the collections of speeders and ships. Alright, so here we have the emblem blueprint thing, or emblem storage, whatever you want to call it. It shows all the available emblems in the games, which one you've already got, and the same thing, you can replicate an emblem once you've gotten it once. There's a lot more emblems than I thought there was. And now we can do the same thing with shaders. So you actually don't even need to keep them in your inventory anymore, you can just create them as you need them. There's a hell of a lot more shaders than I thought there was in this game. That's pretty cool. Then over up by the speaker, we can see that he's selling some ghost shells already. Take a trip over there. The ghost shells are pretty cool. It adds some color to them and gives you a couple little, stat increases and stuff. But anyway, guys, that's it so far for 2.0. There's a couple other things you can discover on your own. And as always, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.